So, welcome everybody. IOR, Austria, press conference, take 755. I'm here joined by Typical G, Mythic, Insane Surge, and Live with Pedre. The question to you all, how are you going?
Going good.
Okay,
Going good.
nice to hear that two people are going fine. First question for second question for Insane Surge. What are your expectations for Austria?
My expectations for Austria is just to remain consistent, as all other drivers would want to aim for the whole season. Their mind. It becomes a problem to me if I don't become consistent because I might look fast in some cases, but in genuinity, I've got no consistency. But that's just going to be my main priority for Austria.
Okay, and do you think you can still fight for the championship, or is Hawk too far away?
I think I could probably fight for the championship. Yes, not so much all the time because obviously everyone has a bad race, everyone has a bad track. You know, all these problems come into prolific effect. You know, when they least want it. So I think I could probably fight for the championship 50-50. 50% yes, 50% no. So I'm just looking to see how.
Okay, and with you next season driving in Alpha, what are your expectations for that?
Well, first season in a Tier 1 seat. It's nice enough that I've got the opportunity to drive with some of the other faster drivers. With the seat change to one of the bigger teams, you know, it's always good. It's always nice to get that opportunity. So I think that's going to be my time when I'm really going to push, show my pace, and see if everyone.
Okay, and moving on to Pedro now. You were in Red Bull in Bahrain. Yeah, you got kicked from in China from Red Bull, and ever since you raced for McLaren, and here this week for actually it was for Tier 1 Spain in Monaco, but now it's Austria. You got kicked from McLaren and now you're driving for Campos in F2. Can you explain a bit of the situation, McLaren, Connor, and you?
McLaren and Connor, that was about it's just off-track stuff, like, I just put a joke in the chat. They took it too seriously, something like that. They got angry and just kicked me unfairly, I think.
Yeah, I quite agree. To be honest, I agree with you. Now, well, that's the past. You need to focus on your future now. At Ferrari, the Ferrari Academy, we have no Tier 1 seat left for you, since everyone is signed and their seats for next season are already filled in. Do you think that another Tier 1 team, like Williams or something, or McLaren will take you back, or Signal?
I mean, I don't really want to go to the Mercedes or McLaren because I don't really like them that much, I'm going to be honest. Because not the history behind it, it's kind of just, no. But Red Bull, I don't mind signing back for them. I'm not sure if Cynical would want me back, but I'm hoping he would. But I know for Cynical there's no Tier 1 seats until season 3, I'm pretty sure, when all the contracts are due to run out.
Yeah, that's fortunate. What are your expectations for Austria here today?
Austria,
Tomorrow.
I want the podium. Like, that's what I want to say, I want the podium. But just anything P5 and up, I'll be alright with.
Thanks. Moving on to Typical now. Prema season hasn't been going as expected. Do you think you can turn it around in here in Austria?
I think
honestly think I can, yeah, because there's a lot of overtaking opportunities and there's a lot of opportunities for drivers to make mistakes, and if you can stay consistent each lap, I'm pretty sure I can get in the top 6.
And for this season, do you think you can turn your whole season around over there, Austria? Because you know you must do something in order to keep your Prema seat. Obviously, since I signed Mythic, yeah, I need a driver next to him. Ferrari needs a driver next to him. Prema needs a driver next to him that can really fight for the championship. Do you think you can turn it around this season and potentially have a title fight for season 2?
I think if I keep putting in practice and start trying to avoid and not going for as much risky moves as I used to, I think I might have a chance to reshape my whole season.
I hope that happens. Maybe in the very future, season 4, talking about tier 1 seat. Oh, actually, season 3, I hope you have a tier 1 seat. But yeah, I mean the top team, maybe at some point. But moving on to Mythic now. You scored your second podium in Monaco. Monaco is really a place where you would want to be on the podium. Do you think you can get a podium in Austria?
Well, everyone hopes they get to the podium, right?
Well, I hope they win, but
but I don't. I think that I can if I can constantly race without an incident with another driver, as has happened for the last few races. But even if I come top 5, I wouldn't actually mind because at least I'm still getting points.
And maybe you wanted to sign for Prema. Prema, you're almost confirmed in Prema. There are still a few steps to go, but you're almost confirmed. Do you think if your move to Prema actually happens, you can fight for the championship potentially?
I think I can too. So my current partner Hawk is currently transferring mainly to the tier 1 seat. So that's one major competitor out of the running next season. So as long as I can perform better than Minx and a few others, I think I can.
Okay. And I wanted to ask you guys about the whole situation from driver transferring. Can I get your guys' opinion on whether or not it's allowed to be a reserve for tier 2 where you're racing in tier 1?
I personally think that tier 1 drivers shouldn't reserve for tier 2 and vice versa, because in real life you wouldn't really see that happening.
Someone else?
I think tier 2, if they're registered, if the team register them as a reserve, the tier 2 can race for the tier 1 if no one else can attend.
Yeah, that's
I
allowed.
don't think tier 1 can race for tier 2 because it'd be extremely unfair.
Pedro, Serge?
I mean, I think the same as Mythic. It's unrealistic as well.
Yeah.
For T1 drivers to go on T2, and also vice versa, as Mythic said.
Reese, being a tier 1 commentator in Search, he saw a lot of those tier 2 boys he's racing against. They might be in tier 1 eventually with him. The question to Reese in Search, who do you think will have the upper hand in tier 1 next season?
Well, starting off from a low seat for a medal, it's a good start, personally. But what I'm aiming for is to work my way up the ranks, hopefully to become one of the best and one of the bad boys. So I'd find it good.
Great. question to Mythic. What do you what are your expectations for your future in IOR for the team? Which team will you be in for next season? We already mentioned Prema as the biggest opportunity, but for the very future.
I'm pretty sure if I get into Prema, I'm probably just going to stick in with Prema because the McLaren, the TP, well, Connor in McLaren, I don't think I would work well in Campos because me and him had a bit of a run-in and we don't really like each other, so I don't think that I would try to transfer to Campos or any other team. However, I presume I'm going to stay in F2 because F1 for me is just a no-go. I'm just not fast enough. So it's F2 all the way for me, and hopefully F2 all the way in Prima.
Mm-hmm. And can I get your guys' opinion about people that are not in the server reserving for a team? Like a Monaco LuckX that reserved for Campos and had an incident in turn 1 and crashed, and he was usually quite fast in the car track, the Dutch car track. Should this be allowed to let people that are not in the Discord server reserve for teams? If they're a friend of someone?
Because they haven't officially got a contract to reserve or race for that team. But then again, Red Bull did do that with Hawk in one of his first few races. And trying not to be biased, I still think it shouldn't be allowed, even though that did get us a win. Because if they don't have a contract, why are they racing for that team? Because you don't see you don't see me going to F1 and racing for Mercedes without a contract or anything.
Yeah. I guess that the time is over for the press conference. I want to thank you guys for joining me here. It took a long time to get this whole thing ready, half an hour. Yeah, I'm happy that this time it worked. And I wish you guys the best for Austria, and for the people that are watching now on YouTube, thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you want to see more. And Insane Search will stream Tier 1 on Mixer, and Zachi will stream Tier 2 on Twitch. So, do thumbs up if you enjoyed this press conference, and I'll see you later.